14 working flair moves to make you look like a legendary, badass bartender. Let's go. Starting off with some finger exercises. No, I'm only kidding. We've got a martini glass. This little figure of 8, little swirly whirly. Starting off by swinging it around over onto the bar top. So we're going to grab hold of it between our index and middle finger like this, and then you're going to tip it away from you and swing it inwards. But I'm grabbing it with my fingers. See, I've bent my fingers, I've got my thumb on the base. I'm going to take my thumb away as I swing under, then up into a figure of 8, and then from this position, I'm basically holding onto the glass once again. And then you just got to turn it over and place it on the bar top. Boom. Simple as that. Number 1, done. Okay, this one is quite tricky. It's a tin on tin trick, and we're landing them in the same hand. Kicking off with a thumb roll, and that's going to put the tin into tennis grip, ready for the throw. Now the big shaker I'm going to throw up for a single spin, so I can catch that behind my back in a tennis grip, sorry, the small shaker. And then I'm going to switch behind my back. As I switch, that big shaker is flying up, and I'm not throwing it forwards, I'm just throwing it up, so it's going to do a double spin and land inside the small shaker. Now, as it comes down, you can see I go on about it a lot. My little finger and my ring finger helping that large shaker to fall inside the small shaker. Great advice to use those fingers to catch shakers which don't hit their target. Right, this is a nice move to do with square bottles. You can do it with any bottle you want, but square because you can see it spinning a lot more clearly, and with Cointreau, it's really easy. You're going to hold the bottle in tennis grip and put the jigger on top, and as you turn the bottle over to pour, you lift it up and the jigger and everything together and spin like this. You lift up with a jigger, and then we feel like it's going to wobble out of control. You grab hold of the bottle again, and you can see I'm holding the whole bottle there of the Cointreau, the whole body of the bottle. And then you can just finish off your pour. Okay, ice throwing. Well, I mean, there's no specific trick to this. However, it is good to get tongs, which do ping open by themselves. Make sure they've got some nice strong teeth on them. And then when you're throwing ice, if you use a big piece like this, which is quite skinny on one side but wide on the other, you're going to find it a hell of a lot easier. There are some people who are super pros with this, but it just takes time and patience and practice, and you can get fantastic at it. Okay, using this NutriBullet blender cup, there's a thumb roll, another one. We're going to do a shadow pass, starting with the cup in my right hand in tennis grip and throwing it behind my head. And you see how when I throw it, my sight, I'm staying looking at the throwing position, and my hand is open, ready to catch on the other side. And you see how I lower my shoulder to catch the cup in the right position. There's another thumb roll. So I've done a move similar to this. This is like a little bit of an upgrade, and there's so much more you can do from this as well. But the trick here is when you balance the grail on the side of the cup is to try and get it to the point where it holds there for as long as possible, and bring your hand down into the catching position as quickly as possible. And then it will fall down. As soon as it lands, you can flip it up. Do what you like with it, but a simple flip up as soon as you catch it and then carry on with your pour is going to look good enough. Your guests are going to love it. Now, this one should be pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty easy to figure out, but it's another one of those super visual moves that doing behind the bar can look really great. And obviously, it's easier with square bottles. With circular bottles, it'll be really hard. Make sure the bottle is no more than half full, preferably with the lid on. And the way you hold it, you can see my hand, my fingers are pointing up. I'm holding it in beer grip. But if you hold it in tennis grip, you might find it a little bit easier. But practice it before your shift, and I mean, I'm sure you're going to get this in the first go. So I've been exploring moves that don't use my hands so much, and this is one of them. And it's a very easy move to do, and you can do it with pretty much any bottle. The only tip and the only thing you really need to remember is it's much easier without sleeves, because the surface tension that you have on your skin will help stop that bottle from sliding forward in this position and falling all on the floor. Then when you're pouring, you lean forward to pour, and as you cut like this, you lean back and you bring the jigger up with it so that it cuts off nice and clean. Right, we're getting to the dangerous moves. This is a bump with the glass and another thumb roll. The trick here is to throw the glass at really, really small distance, tiny distance. And as it comes up, you're only doing like half a spin. So the glass is upside down. It's going to end up the right way. So as you throw, now this position, my arm is bent, and I'm going to straighten it out as the base of that glass comes closer to my arm. I straighten, I hit the glass, and it'll do a spin very quickly. So I hit, does a spin, and then you can just catch it for now. I mean, you can start upgrading by trying to stall it and things like this and throw a thumb roll in there, but it's good enough like that. A super old school move, really, really simple to perform and can be done with basically any bottle, finishing off in a reverse pour. You're gonna start by swinging the bottle around behind you over onto your shoulder, like so. At this point, you need to lean back, so that the bottle doesn't just drop to the floor. You'll lean back and you're resting it on your shoulder. Make sure you got it in a secure spot before you do the next part. But as you let go, you're resting it on your shoulder. You bring the same hand around in front of you. Underneath the bottle, it slides down and you can land it on the back of your hand. And at this point, it's just a case of popping it up into a beer grab and then swinging it over. And look how the bottle changes position in my hand as I do that reverse pour. And then we just need to cut off. And that's just gonna be a push down and bring the base of the bottle down. And that is the move. Yes. Right, back to the Cointreau bottle. We're just doing a regular pour, but with a throw behind the back from that position. So you're gonna hold the bottle in tennis grip, you make your pour, you cut off by pushing down and tipping forward, and then you're gonna twist over, and then from this position, you can see my hand is in kind of an awkward position. And you need to practice this throw. So the idea is you're gonna throw the bottle flat, no spin, and make sure it stays basically in that position. As it flies, you'll see it stays in position, and then I catch the whole body of the bottle. Don't try and catch the neck, it's too difficult. All right, this is a nice move I used to use on stage a lot, and it's a lot easier than you think. If you can do the elbow stall, then you should be able to perform this move. You got to make sure when you throw it up, you catch it quite near the end of the elbow, but you'll find the comfortable position that works for you. And then you just slowly straighten your arm out and keep that balance going. Now you can use your other hand to kind of push your arm out. I used to do that. Or you can just swing it out like so, and you see the balance will be there. Pop it up, and then you can finish off with a delightful pour. Oh yeah. All right, this is a new move. Lovely little grail tap with the bottle, and the waveform is, again, it is quite easy. There's some tricky bits. As I lift the bottle up, ready to tap the grail, I'm lifting the grail up at the same time, ready to spin it. And you can see I'm only spinning it half a spin, and I'm only throwing the grail as about half a foot to make sure that I get the spin correct and that I can tap the grail in the correct position with the bottle. So I tap, it does a quick spin off of the bottle, but you want to make sure it does a full rotation, you catch it in the right position, and then you can finish off with your pour. And our last move here with the Collinson spoon is just a nice little wraparound type move. So you're throwing up, and then you're putting the spoon at a kind of an angle. And as you can see, I'm wrapping it around from the base of the spoon. So I'm starting really low down on the spoon so that the spoon can go all the way around my fingers, touching all of my fingers. And then as it turns around, it doesn't actually go the whole direction, the whole distance, sorry. You see, I'm catching it upside down with my fingers pointing down. But as I grab, I turn my hand down, and then I can go and stir my cocktail. Stirry, stirry. Right, here's all of those moves once again for your viewing pleasure. And whilst that's playing, I want to say a massive thank you to all of these legends who are supporting me over on Patreon. I really do appreciate your continued support. And if anyone else wants to get involved, there is a link down below. Over there, I post more video tutorials on Flair moves, plus some behind the scenes stuff, maybe some bloopers as well. And my 3-minute Thursdays over there, and I show how to make different cocktail ingredients and all that kind of lovely stuff. I also want to say a massive thank you to everybody watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like the video, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps me out. And subscribe to the channel. I post twice a week, lots of cocktail stuff, lots of Flair stuff. If there's anything you want me to do or go through, then just let me know down in the comments. And that's it. We're coming to the end of the video. So I'm going to let these play out. And until next week, I'll see you then.